reaction. Many people knew he was shot. Not many people knew he was dead. That happens. We finish the session. We come.
You're back.
Okay, so something keeps causing it to be muted. Anyways, I'm not going to be long, guys. You hear the news that the shooter, we've all seen a picture of the shooter. Rob, if you want to show the picture of the shooter that they're showing us, they say this is the shooter, and he's telling me, telling everybody, kill me, take me, do all the stuff that he's saying. And then other reports are coming saying this isn't the shooter, he's the patsy. I hope he makes it. If he doesn't make it, here's another story of somebody that's, another story of John F. Kennedy got shot, and then, hey, was it really him? Was it Oswald? Or was it somebody else? Same story with RFK, same story with everybody else. I hope this guy's alive, because at least we'll be able to find out if he is the guy or not, and if it's somebody else. If you've seen the video, not the one from the distance, if you saw the video, the close-up, that's when you knew the way the neck fell and the blood started gushing out the second it hit him, you knew this wasn't good. Elon Musk even tweeted saying, I hope he makes it, but that shot didn't look good. Now, here's what's wild. You hear MSNBC. Some hosts are saying, we don't know who the shooter was. It could have been friendly fire from the people that are even on his own side. Nobody knows who shot him, Rob. I don't know if you have that clip. All these things that are circulating. If you got that clip, Rob, if you can play it. And I want you to ask yourself, how do you feel when you hear a clip like this? Go ahead, Rob. Is it working, Rob, or it's not? Okay, then don't worry about it. Don't worry about it if you don't have it. But you hear the reporter from MSNBC saying the fact that it may be friendly fire. What do you mean it may be friendly fire? Who the hell says it may be friendly fire? Why would you say like somebody's going to?
You just emphasize we don't know the full details of this. We don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea about
words. Did it mute again, Rob, or no? Okay, no, it's okay. If you go on X, and if we look at the most trending words right now, trending topics right now on X, this is one platform. It's not all the platforms. It's the first place I go to. Let me see what the world is thinking about. Number one trending word, Charlie Kirk. Number two, MSNBC. Number three, May God. Number four, Democrats. 5, Jesus. 6, evil. 7, Minnesota. 8, violence. Liberals, Heavenly Father. And you go all the way down to number 14, it's civil war. Then you go on some profiles on X, and you'll see certain people celebrating. They're happy. Thank God. All these other messages. Some other people are saying, this is it. We're going to take the streets. It's going to be civil war. They can't do this to us. If you believe in God, you know at the end of the day, he's going to handle these types of situations. The president tweeted twice on Truth Social.
Get out of here. I hate it when they say that. I trust God, but like God doesn't say, oh, just lay back and let people do whatever they want to do. That's annoying.
Social. First one was about the fact that he was shot and hopes he feels better. And then the second one is the final one that says the great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the U.S. Better than Charlie Kirk. He was loved and admired by all, especially me. And now he is no longer with us. Melania, my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you. This just came out a few minutes ago. What this made me think about as we're going through this next phase is I'm at this event. Security comes up to me. We got thousands of people. How do you want to handle this? Do you want to go out there? Do you want us to do this? Do you want us to do that? I said, no, we're going out there, no problem. Why? The enemy wants you to be afraid. The enemy wants you to back down. The enemy wants you to be worried, buckled. Oh my God, your knees are buckled, nervous. Oh, what's going to take place? No. The enemy also wants to divide. You think most of America hates each other the way some of these trending topics are being made on X? No. Most of us agree with about 80% of issues in life. I would say 90% of people agree with 80% of issues in life. Most of us do. Family values, finance, you have dreams, health, America, most of us do. Unfortunately, the 10% that may not, they are so loud and obnoxious that you think it's more than them. And sometimes it makes you seem like, well, maybe they're right and I'm not. But this is a very, 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 very interesting time. You're almost speechless for moments like this. You don't know what to say. Charlie was someone's son. He was someone's father. He's got a kid. He's got a family. Beautiful wife, Erica. This is them celebrating. All he was talking about is values of how to make your family better, have more kids. America's awesome. Freedom of speech. Nothing crazy. He didn't say Joe Biden is Hitler. He didn't say the opposing side is the enemy. He didn't say, hey, every other word with every other person on the opposing side is that. No. So I hope that while this event is taking place, something tells me the president or somebody in the White House is going to try to find a way to put a stop to this with certain words that are used that lead to violence. If you guys know, I'm not happy with certain words that we use. Why? Some people say, well, just because it's freedom of speech. That's not why. You can say what you want to say. To the wrong person, use that word. You incite, you excite them. You're like, oh my God, let me go do something about it. And boom, I feel like I'm going to be a hero taking this guy out. Now, who knows who this person was? This could have been planned. This could have been an accident. This could have been a one-man show. This could have been a funded. We have no clue. It's too early to jump to conclusion of what happened. But the reality of it is, Charlie Kirk, who every single time we had him on the podcast, we had him out at our insurance conference multiple times, or I spoke at the AmFest event in Arizona that he would host with all these young kids. Every time you were around him, he was a class act. We were talking about it earlier with one of our guys, Eric, and he said, what do you think is going to happen with all the young kids that follow Charlie? I said, to me, it's very simple. How many people do you know that watch Charlie's content at debates for over 100 hours? I put 5 million people worldwide. How many people you think this was their role model? A 14-year-old kid, a 10-year-old kid, an 18-year-old kid, a 25-year-old kid. How many people looked up to this guy? So as much as it may seem like that temporarily the enemy won, I think this is going to backfire on the enemy, because the loss of Charlie and the example he left behind is going to lead to many of them that are going to look up to him saying, I'm going to be the next guy. And you're going to see the exponential growth of the values and principles that he shared go to a whole different level. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, my encouragement, in the military, they used to say, stay alert, stay alive, be alert. We're being a little bit more cautious than we've ever been before, but we're not going to be afraid. We live in the greatest country in the world with the greatest values, the greatest opportunity, and we're going to keep doing our part. And for those of you guys that are also shocked like I was, we're going to go through this process together. And I am optimistic because I put my faith on a man upstairs. Individually, without him, I'm extremely concerned. But with him, I am extremely optimistic. So, they don't want to be.
Whatever. I hate that shit. Pisses me off. Like, what are you talking about? You can't just be you can't just be laid back and let the world just happen and let bad people do things. Like, you gotta stand up sometimes. This is the kind of shit that pisses people off and go in the complete different direction. Because Charlie Kirk, like, in a way, he was able to meet people where they are and speak to them, use logic. But that didn't work with people. Even though people go crazy every time he does any of these interviews, he was still respectful, smiles, and was able to speak to them. So when logic doesn't work, when they're afraid, all they can do is just attack people this way.
How many guys know what just happened the last hour and 15 minutes? Who has no clue what just happened the last hour and 15 minutes? Hour and 15 minutes, we've been going back and forth. Report just came 5 minutes ago. Charlie Kirk was shot and he's dead. Yes. When I'm coming on the stage, I was coming on the stage to start a prayer for him because it wasn't announced. Vinny comes up and tells me, Charlie's dead. Kelly comes and signals to me, Charlie's dead. We've had Charlie on the podcast. I think Charlie's a very important guy in America for our youth. It's weird. I mentioned his name yesterday. Do you remember? Yesterday I said Dylan was watching his debates the other day on his own. And a story like this takes place. When I'm back, I'm like, you got to be kidding me for a story like this. Beautiful family. By the way, forget about political differences. Some of you guys may not like the guy. Some of you guys may like him. But an event like this, you look at the top 15 things that are trending right now on X. Look at them. The last thing we need is things like this to raise the temperature. Breaks my heart. Young man, 31 years old, family. And when you see events like this, you know what it does? Many people react in a place of fear. Security's on the back. Do you want to hit the stage? Of course I'm going to hit the stage. What do you mean? Dude, this is not how we roll. You think America accidentally became the greatest country in the world? You think this happened because we didn't have courage? You think this happened because we didn't have to fight? You think this happened because the leaders, the founding fathers were scared? No. How many guys know what just happened the last hour and 15 minutes? Who has no clue what just happened the last hour and 15 minutes? Hour and 15 minutes, we've been going back and forth. Report just came 5 minutes ago. Charlie Kirk was shot and he's dead. Yes. When I'm coming on the stage, I was coming on the stage to start a prayer for him because it wasn't announced. Vinny comes up and tells me, Charlie's dead. Kelly comes and signals to me, Charlie's dead. We've had Charlie on the podcast. I think Charlie's a very important guy in America for our youth. It's weird. I mentioned his name yesterday. Do you remember? Yesterday I said Dylan was watching his debates the other day on his own. And a story like this takes place. When I'm back, I'm like, you got to be kidding me for a story like this. Beautiful family. By the way, forget about political differences. Some of you guys may not like the guy. Some of you guys may like him. But an event like this, you look at the top 15 things that are trending right now on X. Look at them. The last thing we need is things like this to raise the temperature. Breaks my heart. Young man, 31 years old, family. And when you see events like this, you know what it does? Many people react in a place of fear. Security's on the back. Do you want to hit the stage? Of course I'm going to hit the stage. What do you mean? Dude, this is not how we roll. You think America accidentally became the greatest country in the world? You think this happened because we didn't have courage? You think this happened because we didn't have to fight? You think this happened because the leaders, the founding fathers were scared? No. We're the luckiest people alive. But in moments like this, we can either get our temperature to go high, lose our cool, react accordingly, or we can calm the nerves down, become examples and leaders. Simultaneously staying tough, calling out the truth, and being willing to fight for this guy who's been pouring into what he believes in. All Charlie did is he loved America. So if you don't mind, with your permission, I would like to bring Tom up to give a prayer before we finish this session. Is that okay with you?
We on? Father God, we come to you at this hour and we ask for peace and we ask for your comfort, especially for the Charlie Kirk's family, his team at Turning Point USA. He speaks the truth, and he speaks the truth on the foundation of your scripture. And for that, he's been taken from us. But you are in control. You were in control yesterday, you're in control today, and Lord God, you are in control tomorrow. We don't understand the senseless violence when it happens, but we do know this. We must respond with peace and power.
We think we have video.
I hope they catch that guy, put him through hell. I swear, I pray they put him through hell.
Of the actual shooter, not the old white guy that was arrested, who was screaming, you know, I have the right to remain silent, who apparently is no longer a suspect, and now the actual suspect is at large. But now there's video of a figure on a roof, which totally aligns with a theory of where the shooting came from. Here it is, the video of the shooter, exactly where it would make sense to be based on what you're about to see.
Ran from over the finger. From over there, ran there. And there. Just ran, just get right up. You think you'd already be in place? You would think that.
This was my suspicion as to what happened, and I want you to see exactly why this was my suspicion. Because if you just walk this campus, you could see how obvious this position was. You ready for this? Look at this. This is where Charlie Kirk was speaking, right here. Follow this diamond, okay? Follow the tip of this diamond. What do you get when you follow the tip of the diamond? You get this roof area over here. Notice the staircase leading up. Two things that are wild about this roof is that you have a few choices to get onto this roof, and you don't even need a ladder. Look at this, my friends. Right here in this grassy area, you could casually walk off the path onto the grass, step onto the edge of the roof right here, and be right here, perched on a roof where nobody can see you from below unless they're like really looking for you. And you'd have a perfect shot right down the tip of the diamond. See the tip of the diamond? Perfect shot. But it's even worse because this assumes you want to make this little leap right here from the grassy node onto the top of the roof right here. You don't even need to do that at the University of Utah Valley, my friends. All you have to do is go to this very convenient staircase next to an escape parking lot.
Oh my gosh.
Take this staircase up right here, and you would be on this walkway to get to the building over here, the back. Now, this walkway would give you two choices. Take the walkway to the other building, or take the walkway and step onto the roof right next to it. See right here? You would have had to cross maybe a 2-foot little water barrier to get onto the flat roof. Now, you would be even higher up on a flat roof right here at this edge. That's where you would be. And folks, watch this. When I zoom out, you'd get an angle, again, right down the edge of this building, right down the edge here into Charlie Kirk's tent. This aligns with the sound. It aligns with the fact that this person wasn't seen. It aligns with having an escape route. And I'll show you the video of the shooter in just a moment. But look at this. Look what you would have had while everybody was in a panic right here. And you would have had mass chaos here, and everybody was looking for a shooter here, and the old white guy was getting arrested going, I have my rights, I have the right to remain silent, blah, blah, blah. While all that chaos is happening, the shooter can run off the roof, go down a large staircase, and walk through the building over here, because this is just a public building right here, walk through the entrance, walk, 20 feet, 50 feet through the entrance, and be in a parking lot. You could have been loading up a car with a car that you parked in the first spot. You could have been loading up a car while everybody's panicking right here. You would have been loading up a car right here. You're on Campus Drive. From Campus Drive, you are literally 30 seconds away from the highway. 30 seconds away from the Veterans Memorial Highway. And guess what? You're out of there. You could be in Canada by now. Maybe not quite, but you could be pretty dang far right now. Let's see. Canada would leave you. No, that's an 11-hour drive. You're not going to be all the way in Canada right now, but you might be in Idaho right now. But the point is, that theory aligns with what we see in video in two places. Number one, take a look at this video. This shows you the trees right here, which makes it look like all of this area is obscured. But remember what you saw, that diamond? Remember how you saw the diamond and that perfect shot between the trees? You would have the perfect shot between these trees if you stood on that roof. And I can prove that to you by showing you.
Everybody look that way.
We need a training manual for the new hire, ASAP.
Hey, I'm gonna be.
This shows you the trajectory you would have had. Once from the top higher roof, once from the lower roof, with a perfect escape route to the parking lot, right to Charlie Kirk's neck. And you would have been obscured by trees here and here. So you would have been obscured while setting up your shot. Then, folks, the actual video, which aligns with exactly what we just said. This is scary. I'm going to play it in normal speed at first, and then we'll play it in 1/4 speed. But watch this. This is absolutely insane. This is a video from inside. If you look at the people, you're going to see all the people drop because they hear the shot. This is normal. Watch this professional on the roof. Run. Look for the shadow. Tell me when you see it. Did you see it? If you missed it, don't worry about it. We're going to go through it at 0.25 speed. Watch my mouse right here at this edge, okay? Watch this mouse right here, right here, right here, right there. You see this right here? Look at the distance this figure is from the edge right here. And by the end of the video, that distance will be a lot shorter because that person starts running after the shot was fired. Look at that. About to cross that edge and disappear, gone into the parking lot. There you go. We think, obviously, some of this is us putting together information, speculating based on information that we're gathering, that this was the shooter.
That is so crazy. This person unknowingly got the best angle. I wonder how many people are out there chasing after this guy right now.
Let's play that with audio. Now, why else do we think this? Well, because the police
There's gotta be a
department has come
camera.
out.
There has to be a camera at the parking lot. There's gotta be a camera in the corners of that school. There's gotta be a camera. It's a campus. It's a university campus. They have cameras all over the place. They already probably know what the car is. And I think they may have caught the person.
University of Utah Police Department has come out to suggest that the shooter was roughly 200 yards away. We thought that may have been a little bit of a stretch. And so later we ended up seeing, it's possible, but later we ended up seeing that the New York Times reported that this was the building where the shooter shot from. Based on my drawing, the shooter was on one of those perches right here. Based on the video, it looks like the shooter was on the upper perch. And the reason he would have been on the upper perch is because you could have run from this edge towards this protrusion, back over the wall, and then to a parked car, either down the stairs over here, or maybe even jumping off the edge over here and getting into the parking lot, right? Now, what else do we know? Well, what we know is the distance, the specific distance we have. How do we know the distance? Well, thanks to Google, and those of you in the comments, you can actually just click on Google, measure distance between those 2 points, which is quite remarkable technology, I guess, whatever we're going to call it. It's non-AI these days. But let's do that. So let's go to the university and let's go find the diamond. There's the diamond. This would have been the shot, right? And so we're going to click from here, measure distance to the 10th. Do I have to be... Oh, there we go. That says 418 feet. And I think if I go 2D, it draws a line for me. So if I go from here, clear measurement, measure distance to here, same thing. About 420 feet. 128 meters. 420 divided by 3 puts us at about a 140-yard shot. Folks, how many yards away was the Trump shooter? 140. How many yards was Trump shooter away? I'm pretty sure it's like 136 or 140. Come on. It was something like it. I'm pretty sure it was that. I can't find it right now because I'm only getting to golf course shooting. Gunman was 120 to 150 meters away. That's just some quick reporting that comes up. Same distance. Same exact damn distance as Trump. Need to learn that it's time at these events for glass barriers. But now what we know, it was just sad that you have to even think about this at events. But it's a sign that you can't rely on security close to you when you have long gunmen that can escape under the guise of panic. And now that shooter is out and on the loose.
Why not advertise?
Damn. Oh my gosh, man. It is a crazy, crazy, crazy world out there. There's some... The crazy part is, like, the number of people that are out there. Okay, there it is. Here's the update 4 hours ago. The FBI director has said that they have the suspect in custody. Thank goodness. It's such a tragedy. Fuck this guy. What if a rotten apple man, I'll bet all the security cameras weren't working. Not just security cameras, but we have satellites out there and they take video pictures and videos like almost every second. There's gonna be cell phone pings that are gonna be able to pick up. This idiot probably had his phone on him. Like he wasn't gonna be that hard to find. Oh, I can't wait. Like, what is he gonna say? Like, after all this. But yeah, I find it crazy how there are certain people out here, like, doing stupid stuff. This lady, I think he should be forced to carry that bullet in his body. That bullet has a right to be there because it's the gift from God. Are you serious? And this girl, this police officer's in jail. These are the kind of people that, wow. These are the kind of people that we have as the police officers, and these are the kind of comments. This is Ashley, a New Orleans firefighter. Oops, she had these disgusting words to say about Charlie. She posted this on her Instagram and then deleted it. Well, it's never deleted, and she has already deleted her. And she has already deleted her about on her Facebook account. Everyone share this and call NOFD, Human Resources. No, she's done. She's done. Like, it's just crazy how some people are just laughing. That's ridiculous. And this was the most ridiculous. Matthew has been fired. This freaking idiot comes on and said, like, oh, he had it coming for him because he's out there speaking his mind and saying things and discussing with people. This is it. Let's watch it. This is stupid.
Especially divisive younger figures in there. But following up what was just said, he's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions. But following up what was just
Hateful words. What a, like, this guy's such an idiot. Somebody just died, and and you can see there he's got a little smirk on his face, and he's like, oh, hey, hateful words are gonna lead to hateful actions. And all Charlie did is just meet people where they are and just talk to them and have a discussion rather than rioting on the streets. Good freaking riddance for this guy. You know, I feel like, unfortunately, like, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that, Charlie tried to create a culture where people were, you know, can talk, can discuss, and not really go to violence. But sometimes violence is what they want.
He's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures.
Good riddance, man. Matthew Dowd has been fired from MSNBC after blaming assassination of Charlie Kirk on Charlie himself. Get him out of there. And this is an insane video here. So we were It's so crazy. There is so much hate. It's freaking ridiculous. So they were just literally reporting that, you know, Charlie Kirk died, and people at TMZ were literally clapping their hand and celebrating. So stupid. So now they're gonna come out and save face like, oh, we weren't doing this or doing that. No, you were. We saw the video, and here it is. We'll start here.
Go, Janet, go to, have somebody look at the Fox. Trump just posted that Charlie Kirk is dead.
All right, so is this ready to pull the trigger? We can get Trump cut in a second.
Janet, go. This tragedy, when something happened in our office, as we were reporting the assassination of Charlie Kirk, there were some people in the back room away from our news desk here who were watching a car chase, and they were laughing, they were clapping, and you could hear it out here. And we want to make a couple of things clear. One is that I know these people, and they were not laughing, they were not reacting that way about Charlie Kirk's assassination. They were not. They would not work here if they did.
And that being said, we acknowledge that it was horrible timing, and for that we are sorry.
We apologize. We apologize that you had to hear that.
And I get why, if you were watching the stream, you may have felt that that's what the laughter was about. We assure you it was not about that, but it was horrible timing. And
by the way, I get it too, and he gets it because we listened as we were talking.
You can go back and look on the stream. I actually walked off camera to go back and find out what the hell was going on, because it was inappropriate for the laughter at that time. But no one was laughing about the Charlie Kirk tragedy.
Nevertheless, we apologize for the way it sounded.
You guys are fake news anyways, TMZ. No one cares. And they said it's an active car chase. And this guy looked it up, and it says there's no active car chase. And then this is what they posted.
We're live streaming.
I'm not even gonna feed into that, man. I'm not even gonna feed into that. Freaking ridiculous. These are the kind of people that say the craziest stuff and lead people into the craziest situations. I hate them. A massive chunk of American is openly happy about Charlie being assassinated.
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed. How do you feel?
Happy. Goodbye.
Wow. Did you see that Charlie Kirk just got shot and killed?
That's good.
Wow. That's good. That's good that people are getting shot just off a political view. Good that people are dying in America.
Did you see that Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today?
Yes, I did.
How do you feel about that?
I don't really have any feelings about it. Who are you?
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about that?
Girl, someone had to do it. And that's how I feel at this point in time. But
Yeah, I appreciate your honesty. I truly do. So you said someone had to do it.
yes. Try not to get all pulled up into that, but he was a misogynist. He was a disgusting person with disgusting beliefs.
So if you had a magical wand, a magical button that you could press and keep him from being assassinated, would you press that?
No. I think things happen for a purpose. And if that's how his life was ended, then that's how it was ended. So.
Do you know who Charlie Kirk is?
Yeah, he's a I'm like, yeah, he's an you know? I wouldn't wish it to anyone, but I don't think his political views are correct, you know?
We're going to step away from this because you're just trying to...
Well, you let him talk. He wants to talk. What are you? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him.
You know,
anyways.
I love the right. I love the right. I love all of you guys. Thank you.
In my opinion, I think they're going to flip it and say the other way. But I think the left has disputed so much hate and brainwashed so many people into doing stupid like this. But they're going to flip it and see how he was so hateful and he spewed all this hatred.
You're almost going to say he deserved it.
Yeah, they're going to say he deserved it. I've already seen people. That's what I've seen. I've already seen people saying he deserved it. He spews all this hate. And they're going to say because the hate he spewed, he should have gotten that. It's a sign of, I think, what? Liberalism.
Let me not say anything, man. Let me not say anything.
Ass bitches out here, but you literally have idiots, demented, fucking demon ass bitches out here supporting the shit, dog. So y'all die on that sword, bro. Y'all keep barking that shit. Y'all keep talking that shit. Y'all are giving the other side a reason. Y'all gonna fuck around and find out. It's like, even if I was up here on some kumbaya shit and telling people to simmer down and, you know, don't run with it, bro. It's just, you know, mental health shit. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. The cat is out the fucking bag and motherfuckers are waiting for a reason to pop off. And now you gave motherfuckers the ultimate reason to pop off because you took out the ultimate right-winger, bro. You took out the top of the fucking food chain. The only thing higher than that is fucking Trump. You missed out on that motherfucker. And this shit's worse because you actually took Kirk out, and Kirk ain't a politician. All he does is speak his truth. All he does is try to make his version of America great again. He's not invading on nobody's rights. He's not forcing people to do shit they don't want to do. All he's doing is having intelligent discourse with fucking retards for the most part and got his life taken for it. So what that means is that there's no talking. There's no talking. Y'all keep that fucking energy, bruh. Because, you know, shit is real now. Yeah, but you literally have idiots, demented
I agree.
fucking...
No more fucking talking, man. You can't talk to them. Literally, you cannot talk to them. And, yeah. And this, like, what is going on? Why is there so much freaking violence? Newsom was just on podcast making an open call for violence against right.
I'm sorry. I know some people's sensibilities. I respect and appreciate that. But right now, with all due respect, we're walking down a damn different path. We're fighting fire with fire, and we're going to punch these sons of bitches in the mouth. I'm sorry. I know some people's sensibilities. I respect and appreciate that. But right now, with all due respect,
I was just saying, this guy looks like an ultimate villain. This guy is awesome because he calls out all the crazy people that say the most hateful things, evil things, and he gets them viral, so they get doxxed. Yeah. overshot Charlie. Look at this. Like when people go to post something like this, like, do they think twice? Like, what can happen? Like, damn, like, think what can happen, man. It's like humans don't matter. If they disagree with you, it's literally that is exactly what it is. Humans don't matter if they disagree with you. They can die. It's literally terrorism. It's not just murder. Murder is like you go and kill somebody, maybe you didn't have it planned out. But this is planned terrorism. And to cause fear among anybody that can speak what they believe. So this entire thing is shut up and don't speak your mind. Man, am I gonna be on here speaking my mind. This guy already have his information spread it. Age 35 lives in, according to the public record. So this guy, he probably also said some crazy stuff. Man. Do your job, man. Do your job. Here's a video of him being rushed out.
Hey, stop! Okay. Stop, folks! Stop! Back up! Easy! Amy, go! Hey, stop! Okay. Stop, folks! Stop! Back up! Easy! Amy, go! Hey, stop! Okay. Stop, folks! Stop! Back up! Easy! Amy, go! Hey, stop! Okay. Stop, folks! Stop! Back up! Easy! Amy, go!
This pisses me off so much. Makes me sad, pisses me off. It is.
Ding dong, the witch is dead. To everyone saying that it was such a senseless, violent act, I want you to remind yourself that it was God's plan. I mean, really, it was actually his fault because, like, he should have been wearing, like, a bulletproof neck brace or something. Like, I cannot believe he walked out the house without it. I mean, really, you have to be aware of what you're wearing in public so that, like, people don't target you. And you don't become a victim. So I guess this is just another example of God's plan in action. It was not a senseless act of violence. This was God's plan. Happy hump day, y'all!
Oh, I'm so pissed. Oh, I am so pissed.
God's plan. I mean, really, it was actually his fault because, like, he should have been wearing, like, a bulletproof neck brace or something. Like, I cannot believe he walked out the house without it. I mean, really, you have to be aware of what you're wearing in public so that, like, people don't target you. And you don't become a victim. So I guess this is just another example of God's plan in action. It was not a senseless act of violence. This was God's plan. Happy hump day, y'all. Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Facing backlash, she doubled down in second clip, bragging about living off free money and openly boasting about having abortion since her teens. She describes herself as purebred white trash, claims she makes thousands of dollars monthly for just existing.
Yes, I am the prettiest piece of shit. Purebred white trash. And well, I have no shame in any of that. Grew up a trailer park princess. Been a baby killer since I was 16, cause, well, I did not beat teen pregnancy, but I did beat becoming a teen mother. Loudly and proudly support the Second Amendment. Also a huge advocate of like schmexy work. Because my lazy, useless self just sits on my ass every day and gets paid thousands of dollars every month just to fucking exist. Oh, and don't forget, I pay child support. For the babies I didn't kill, of course. I beat on men. I'm a homewrecker. I'm actually part of the 5% of women who got with a married guy he
She is so evil, man. She's so evil. And I'm sure her account is keep laughing at at them. It's like a holy war on demon. They are demons, man. They are fucking demons. They're just, yeah, we're not gonna watch the video. We're not gonna. Oh, it is such a crazy day. Wow, the fact he said this in 2016. Wow. Sassy and silly switch. Wow. 12,000 followers for trash, man. For freaking trash. What the hell? Yep. I mean, there was a guy, man. There was a guy that did this. I'm so glad they caught him. And I really hope that he doesn't all of a sudden just die. MSNBC has officially terminated political analyst Matthew over controversial remarks. The controversial is not controversial, man.
Is deliver him to Jesus. A bullet fired at Charlie Kirk is a bullet fired at all of us. There will be no mercy, no diplomacy, and no surrender to those extremists and their anti-Christian and anti-conservative values and ideology who seek to wipe us out. Charlie was not a violent man. He was a family man. We are under attack and we must defend ourselves. It is time for justice, and war has now been declared.
Oh my gosh, this is the kind of thing that This is the kind of hair I am unretiring.
Who should pay for the Bitcoin reserve?
That guy, look at this guy celebrating. He is gonna be famous, he is gonna be on drugs, and he is gonna freaking die alone. You know what's crazy? There's something so similar about a lot of these crazy people. You can see them before you even, within 5 seconds. They have crazy hair, weird clothes on, weird glasses on, weird jewelry, nose pierced. They are a freaking cancer, man. Freaking cancer. And by the way, they wanted to pray in Congress because of his passing, and literally the Democrats shut it down. They said, no, we're not going to pray. They are so evil. They're so evil.
The fact that we asked for a moment of prayer for Charlie Kirk, and then the Democrats decided at that point in time to try to shut that down. First and foremost, Charlie Kirk is now pronounced deceased. He was murdered. I don't know anything about the suspect yet. I think everyone's waiting to hear that. But that type of rhetoric is the exact type of rhetoric that got him killed. So to be clear, we should have been allowed to pray for Charlie. I would encourage the speaker to go back tomorrow and let us pray on the floor for Charlie Kirk's family now and the rest of the people that have been impacted by this terrible loss.
Congresswoman,
you said they caused this. Most certainly, yes, they did cause this. That type of rhetoric, you calling people fascists, you basically saying that we're Nazis, taking away people's rights. Charlie Kirk was literally murdered, and you can see that footage online. And I would encourage people, instead of sharing that, please share pictures of his family and the legacy that he left.
Congresswoman.
Yep, I agree with her. They did cause this. They caused this. They called him Hitler. They called him all the names there is in the book. And they incited everybody, anybody that's crazy, to do evil things. Yes, I agree they incited this evil. Totally agree with her. What is 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute of prayer, 30 seconds of prayer or silence for somebody that is so influential in this world in a positive way? That's how you know Congress is full of evil people with evil intentions for most of us. Leftists have now swarmed CBS headquarters claiming that they are siding with Trump. Freaking evil people, man. A private jet under the tail number. This left Provo Airport an hour after the shooting. Suspicious 30 minutes into the flight, it dropped off ADS-B illegally and reappeared headed back to the Prov approximately an hour later. Why did this plane do this? I don't know. How far is the airport from the place? So the shooting happened around here, I believe. Man, people are smart. I tell you that, very smart, and they're gonna find exactly what happened. Wow, this girl witnessed the whole thing.
Shot him in the neck and blood went everywhere. And the worst part of it all was the liberals who were there were cheering. So I just have one thing to say. If you identify yourself with the Liberal Party, it's okay. You can believe what you want to believe. But if you identify yourselves with those people who were cheering and someone just got killed, I just hope you can take a look at yourself and think, is this who I really want to be? Because that is disgusting.
You know, these people can't even look at themselves in the freaking mirror. They can't even look at themselves in the mirror. They're just pure evil. They're pure evil. They can't look at themselves in the mirror. All they see is just hate. What are they gonna see? Look, anime loving retard looking guy, man. Shut up. The shot that took the life of Charlie Kirk was fired right after he was asked about trans violence, as if it was coordinated. He believed it wasn't just one person acting alone, but several people. He also claimed that someone in the crowd confessed to the shoot. Right, I agree. Yeah, that old guy did confess it was him. But it was not him. It just gave the other guy the time. I bet there's some kind of relationship there. There has to be. When I am just starting to embrace and love our country, a good man is executed live in front of thousands of college students, and dumb Democrats are celebrating prayer up to Charlie and his family. The left are pure evil. Please. No, man. Fuck that shit. No excuses. What is Nico saying?
Because you disagreed with them. What's wrong with you? You think God wants you to celebrate his death? You think God doesn't want you to pray for his soul? Do you want me to jump up and down in joy because I disagreed with him and then he was shot in front of a crowd? I've seen it in the love speech community, in a community called Love Speech. And I was hiding some of the posts myself. People saying you're smoking on his pack, celebrating his death. This is a father. You understand that even if you are happy about it, the country is going to go in a more chaotic route because of his death. This is a stain on the legacy of this country. This is bad news for everybody. The world is not going to be better off because Charlie Kirk was assassinated. To see people, we're not the same. It's an evil mentality and you're not going to convince me otherwise. Anybody saying that, I completely disavow, and I don't want you to be a part of anything I do.
And we have leftists all over X, all over TikTok, even in my own comments right now, celebrating. How far gone do you need to be as a human being to celebrate when someone who has different political beliefs than you gets shot? How far gone as a human being must you be? Political violence, political terrorism has no place in this country. I don't care how much you disagree with someone's politics. I don't care how much you disagree. No.
Heard a loud
bang, which I figured a shot would be a little bit louder, but I just saw it hit him in the chest, and then all of a sudden just tons of blood gushing right out where his heart is, and then he like fell over and slumped down, and everybody got down and was screaming, and then we all ran.
Can you describe just, did he appear to be moving afterward or what?
Not at all. I personally believe he was dead on impact.
Oh my goodness.
Basically, I heard a loud bang, which I figured a shot would be a little bit louder, but I just saw.
Pure evil, man. Pure evil. Emergency warning. The Democrat deep state killed Charles in a desperate attempt to shut down populist free speech and controversial national voting recruitment on colleges. I mean, duh. I mean, he went on colleges and he spoke to college kids who are being manipulated day in and day out the entire week to believe one thing. Don't play the video, bro. And it is just, don't show the. I was going to wait to post this until I knew it's okay, but since are completely assholes, I'm going to, yeah, go in, girl. Go in.
Just been an incident of a shooting at the event, Utah Valley College University. And I am putting this on the record right now. Democrats, I don't want to hear anything from you. Nothing. Zip thy lip. Shut up. I don't want to hear anything from you. Nothing. Nothing. You are always screeching about white supremacy and all this supposed you. White liberals like this individual that I see in these videos who is the suspected alleged shooter is like some dude who looked like he escaped from the assisted living home. How did he even get into the event if he was not an instructor? I don't know if he was or not, but he doesn't even, like, he has on shorts and house shoes. What is going on? Let me tell you something. On the record, you people are 100% of the time the violent ones.
100%. Fucking preach love, joy, all this BS. But in reality, you just want to destroy people. This was one of the most disgusting, evil things that I've ever seen. Just before we learned Charlie had passed, we tried to lead a prayer on the House floor, prayer for his recovery after he was shot. The Democrats started booing and yelling at us. It was absolutely disgusting. The rhetoric caused this, and their actions today showed they had no remorse. Obviously, I hate them. You know, nobody would act like this. Man, nobody would act like this. Like this girl, she would not act like this if it was somebody in her family.
What? He died? Oh, he died, Chad. Charlie Kirk died. That's sad. For having an opinion about things. The guy went to colleges and was having opinions. Sick world we live in. The guy that killed him, that's the true animal.
Fuck. Here it is. I mean, watch this. Watch this video. Yeah, I'm not gonna even play it, but I am done. I am done. My feed is completely just all about what happened. But let's see what's going. Let's see if we can find a video on YouTube. I'm sure somebody's talking about this somewhere. Oh, I am just so pissed. I'm gonna be so freaking opinionated. I hope they catch this guy and just... I don't even know, like, if they catch him, I don't even know what they should do, you know? I don't even know.
Your outdoor space is meant for gathering. Make it the hit of the neighborhood.
So, a person posted drone footage from the scene in the aftermath. A person named Taylor Hansen online. I don't own the footage. And then OSINT Technical mentioned that in the footage, you seem to be able to see crime scene tape on the top of the building. I'll show you where in a second. But I'll post a link to the... I just reposted this on my X account.
I thought the guy was caught.
And I don't own the rights to the drone footage, but I'll post a link to the drone footage too. But it's interesting that there was... It appears, as OSINT Technical says, from the Tyler Hansen drone video, it does appear that there is some crime scene tape on the top of that building, the Losi Center. I'll show you where we're talking about.
Yeah, we already saw the guy run across the rooftop, obviously.
So, hold on. Yeah, it looks like it's all the way on the top, if I have that right. Yeah, so the drone video shows what appears to be crime scene tape up here. Like again, this is the building, the Losi Center, where it was reported earlier today that the person shot from, and that video makes it seem like the person's on a person was on the roof here. That's where Charlie Kirk was speaking over here. And this is the building here. And again, that drone footage I just mentioned and I reposted appears to show crime scene tape on the top. So again, maybe that's where he... It seems like this is where he shot from, the roof, one of the roofs of this building here. But it was interesting to see that, what looked like crime scene tape. Nice Face said the drone vid is good. It's worth the watch. Again, I've linked to it.
County of 92 and page forensic.
Hang on one.
J 330.
One arriving. north, 600 east. It damaged the RP's motorcycle. There's a large hole in the road northbound.
Metro Medic Ambulance 32 arrived.
I know a lot of you have seen this. This is that video again from Tanner Maxwell, where you see, oops, there, where you've seen to see somebody walking away or running away on the roof after the shooting.
Yeah, and then we saw him laying down on there as well, and somebody had a video of him laying down on the roof.
Oops, sorry, I didn't start at the right place. Right here. Right up there. There you go, right up there.
Taller, skinnier male, I believe wearing a white shirt, and then brown shaggy hair on an electric scooter.
So, is that the shooter? The person you see on the roof? Right after, literally right after the shooting happened.
They live in 301. They haven't heard anything suspicious, but they're saying the color and smell looks just like blood. 25 South Geneva.
Medic 21 copies. Medic 21 arrived.
I'm a person because I'm standing. He encouraged everyone to speak about their beliefs, whether he believed them or not. Lexi, I don't really care. Am I a Republican? No, I'm a person. Because I'm standing up for someone that passed away, I'm now being called names in the chat. This is what's wrong with a lot of you people. You will never get far in life. You are sick in the head. Someone just said they're unsubscribing from me. Thank God, please. Because if you believe in they and thems, you're part of the problem. If you're so stupid enough to go against science, please unfollow me. You can be whoever you want to be, but there's science and there's facts. You can pretend in your head you're a cat. You can pretend in your head that you're this and you're that. Good for you. You're still only A or B. And the truth hurts a lot of you, I see. I see a lot of you still can't get over it. Sounds like a personal problem. While I've been live streaming, someone was just, and TikTok has guidelines, you guys, so I have to censor what I'm saying. I'm uploading my video right now. I am. Even though we're dealing with all of this, I'm uploading my video right now. So yes, I am a grown-ass man that wears makeup. I will always be a male. My name is Jeffrey. Jeff, if you were my father, he's the only person allowed to call me that. My name is Jeffrey. I am a male that likes cosmetics. All these grown men going into women's bathrooms wearing wigs, you should all be in prison forever. You are the problem. So a grown man that goes around the country debating people, spitting facts, was just taken out. And I'm not over it. I can't sit here and play with makeup right now. I want to throw up. So no, I'm not a Republican. No, I'm not a Democrat. I'm Jeffree Star. Stop trying to label me. Stop trying to label me. I am a male. I am a makeup artist. I am a makeup mogul. I am a business owner. I am a farmer. I am a rancher. I am a son. I am someone's cousin. I am someone's friend. Stop labeling me. Y'all don't know anything about my beliefs. You just assume. Because I said I was thankful that Trump brought back TikTok, I'm now being accused of being a Republican. All I said months ago when TikTok was banned and my business could be affected tremendously, I said, wow, thank God Trump fixed it. Or I wouldn't be able to sell my cosmetics on this platform. I quit YouTube and dedicated my life to TikTok. And people are upset because I thanked our president? Politics aside, biology will never change. Why is that up for debate? Am I saying any of this? Because Charlie Kirk fought for the rights. He fought for the truth. He debated everybody, and you guys cannot argue that. You are delusional and you are mentally ill if you were trying to go against what I just said. I didn't say my opinion, I said a fact. I am Jeffrey Lynn Steininger Jr. That's who I am. I am born a male. Cannot believe I'm sitting here 6 hours away from a crime scene. Like, Utah's just right down there.
I just gotta say, that's at least a promising note there. A lot of these crazy people really just, some people, you say something and they just believe it like it's actually a thing. Like it's an actual thing. Like, there's no faking around. There's no... They take you literally for your word. Former FBI agent Stuart Kaplan says Charlie Kirk assassination was a professional hit. It was a professional hit. Literally, it was a professional hit. It's not just because there's no way that you could be that good from that distance and hit him right in the neck. This was a very well planned, very well orchestrated plot that was put into motion days before. This individual had plans of escape. This assassination is indicative of professional hit. Yep.
Look at what's at the top of the list of your concerns in terms of who did it and why.
So let's process that. Let's look at all the options of who this could be. One, somebody who was just upset after the last 48 hours of what happened, all the divisiveness of the shooting, of the murder of Irina, the Ukrainian young lady. And so somebody may have said, you know what, screw you, Charlie, you've been going too tough, and came and took him out. Okay, that's one. Number two, it could be somebody that has been plotting to take out Charlie for a couple of years, and he's been planning for this because he's the opposing side. Okay, great. Number three, it could be a controlled opposition of somebody that's been funding it for this to happen, and they were trying to fund their patsy. Great. Number four, it could be in the next few days, Chris, if in the next few days, an opposing Charlie Kirk figure, I won't give names because I don't even want to put those names out there. If in the next week, an opposing person from the left gets assassinated, you have to know this is happening from an outside source, a different country that wants to see America have a civil war. We are having so many victories right now. So many things are happening that too many people are afraid. Too many people are respecting America again. Too many people are afraid of America again, like in a respectful way. These are some of the things I have. And by the way, I'm purely speculating, just like any businessman will do, any investor will do. I'm not, it's one or the other. I'm just saying, I wonder what it is. But those are some of the...
Yeah. It could be so many different things. It could be a planned, coordinated event.
Best. This is not what the media's been telling you.
So we'll go a few minutes more. I mean, again, I don't...
This Ukrainian war effort, that you're not funding the best. This is not what the media's been telling you. It's not a joke. This is the official spokesperson. And again, the video was made in English because the video was not directed towards the Kremlin. It was directed towards us. Zelensky and his pack of mobsters, they are blaming Bannon, Tucker, Charlie Kirk Show, Jack Posobiec for asking questions and moving the American people away from just outright funding this entire thing. And they're very angry about it. And of course, the criticism is, well, Charlie, you're a Putin puppet. No, I'm an American patriot, actually. Couldn't care less about Putin. Couldn't care less about Zelensky. I care about America. But I'm going to play this piece of tape again. It's not a joke. It's not Monty Python. It's not SNL. This is a trans person who's an American born in English. Again, this is an official broadcast of the Ukrainian military in English. That does not happen unless they're trying to get the West's attention. And this person is obviously mentally deranged, but trans, so that's what you get. People who are trans have deep-seated mental problems. That's the way it is. And yet we put a deep-seated mental problem person in charge of the Ukrainian Defense Forces, underwritten by the U.S. Treasury, to then go threaten American broadcasters, American speech. Listen carefully to this. Now with this lead up again. And again, the timing is not by mistake. Zelensky is coming to Congress to try to get more money. Okay? The gangster is coming back to extort more American politicians to try to get us further into a no-win war, a no-win quagmire. Zelensky saw what we did at the Turning Point Action. That does not happen unless they're trying to get the West have deep-seated mental problems. That's the way it is. And yet we put a deep-seated mental problem person in charge of the Ukrainian Defense Forces, underwritten by the U.S. Treasury, to then go threaten American broadcasters, American speech. Listen carefully to this. Now with this lead up again. And again, the timing is not by mistake. Zelensky is coming to Congress to try to get more money. Okay? The gangster is coming back to extort more American politicians to try to get us further into a no-win war, a no-win quagmire. Zelensky saw what we did at the Turning Point Action Conference. You better believe it. At the Turning Point Action Conference, we polled all of our attendees, thousands and thousands of attendees. 95% said no more money to Ukraine. You better believe that somebody printed this out and they looked at it and they said, oh, this is not good. So then they deploy the person that they know would get our attention. Because if they just deployed some random, overweight Ukrainian mobster, they used the trans person because they knew that would just have an internet virality wrinkle to it. And the intensity and the venom and the nastiness that this person speaks with, you just can't stop looking at it. It is worthy of repeating, and I'll play another clip from it in a second. So let's just repeat. This is in English for a reason, directed at Westerners, of an American-born person who is now the head of the Ukrainian Defense Force spokesperson, saying that we are going to hunt down, murder anyone who is a Russian propagandist. And in fact, they say that there is a hit, an assassination, one could interpret. I'm not saying that's the case, but there might be an assassination that is imminent against your favorite Kremlin propagandist. Are they going to go murder or try to murder Steve Bannon or Tucker Carlson or myself or any one of these people in the next week? You could imply that. Again, none of us are Putin puppets or Russian propagandists, but the New York Times calls us that. Twitter calls us that. So they put on this false label. Trump, they call that. And then the person who is funded by the U.S. Treasury says, we're going to come murder you. Not an exaggeration. Listen carefully. Play cut 117.
Russia hates the truth that their obsessive focus on a Ukrainian volunteer is simply allowing the light of the Ukrainian nation's honesty to shine brightly. Next week, the teeth of the Russian devils will gnash ever harder, and their rabid mouths will foam in uncontrollable frenzy as the world will see a favorite Kremlin propagandist pay for their crimes. And this puppet of Putin is only the first. Russia's war criminal propagandists will all be hunted down, and justice will be served as we in Ukraine are led on this mission by faith in God, liberty, and complete liberation.
Okay. Yeah. We demand lawmakers get what the heck does that mean? We will hunt them down. Does that mean you're going to go send a bunch of Ukrainian secret agents to Denver, Colorado, and start murdering podcast hosts? What does that mean? We've been trying to warn you about funding this.
Wow. If someone on the left doesn't get assassinated, I'm pretty confident that those on the right will not be laughing gleefully about it. I'm sure there would be some tit for tat comments, but not demonic stuff we've been seeing. Oh, I think I've had enough, man. I think that's it. What a clown world. What a clown world, man.
His wife and children were in attendance, dude. Imagine, you know, imagine being a 12-year-old, you know, watching your dad fucking die. Nobody deserves that.
You could tell, man. Just look at the hair. I literally cue people out of my life just based on hair.
Save your sympathy for the kids who are getting bombed in Palestine. Save your sympathy for the people who are getting thrown in the concentration camps right now. Save your fucking sympathy for the people getting deported right now for no reason. Save your sympathy for those people and not an evil man who has done nothing but harm other people and be a Nazi. Why are you empathizing and sympathizing with him? I don't care that he was a person. He wasn't to me. He was a Nazi to me. And if that doesn't make me a leftist because I think he's better off gone, so fucking be it. So fucking be it. Because a lot of y'all like to talk a big talk, but then when someone finally walks the walk, y'all are like, this is so bad. This is so bad. Shut the fuck up.
I am getting heated. Oh, man. You can always tell so quick. So quick.
Doing, but I'm talking about Charlie Kirk, the person who is trying to educate a generation of people, has been shot on live television. If you guys could see the stuff on X right now, at this point, the Democratic Party should be viewed as a terrorist organization. The stuff that we're seeing in this country is not normal. It is an awful video. There's no way he survived that. There's no way he survived that. The Democratic Party is a terrorist group. They are a terrorist organization.
They really are. Literally, they are the only party that is supporting the mutilation of body parts of children, allowing abortion to happen. Like, there's so many evil agendas, and it just goes right over people's head. And selling all that as a virtuous thing.
What?
All I can say is today's event is I think we crossed the point of no return. Bring it, we are done fucking around. I think a lot of men are feeling this way. Especially for those men that, like white men that feel marginalized. They don't You're a straight white male. You are, from society perspective, you are just, you have nothing. If you're gay, you have something. If you're trans, LGBTQ, you have some benefits. But like as a straight male, all of them are gonna be pissed. Whoopi Goldberg begs everyone to stop talking about how Zuckerberg's murderer was arrested 14 times before killing her, and that police must be changed. What? So stop. Shut up. I don't care. Greg just went off. Yeah, no, we gotta watch this.
They need it. Yeah, I know that it's somewhat object of mockery to say thoughts and prayers, but thoughts and prayers for his family. They need it from all of us. And Jesse's right. If they could do this, they are capable of anything. I think that was the message. I believe that was the message. It's really hard to radicalize Republicans.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we're not the radical type. But if you thought that you were going to shut a movement down, you're going to get a rude awakening. You woke us the fuck up.
And we will.
Yeah, I know that it's somewhat object of mockery to say thoughts and prayers, but thoughts and prayers for his family. They need it from all of us. And Jesse's right. If they could do this, they are capable of anything. I think that was the message. I believe that was the message. It's really hard to radicalize Republicans.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we're not the radical type. But if you thought that you were going to shut a movement down, you're going to get a rude awakening. You woke us the fuck up.
And we will.
Yeah, I know that it's somewhat object of mockery to say thoughts and prayers, but thoughts and prayers for
Guys, it's me again, and it's been a little while. Just before I get into the main topic of the video, I want to explain why there haven't been any videos. My dad has been in the hospital for the better part of a week now during this situation, and because of that, I haven't been wanting to make a video about it and talk about the obvious and inevitable nature of the assassination of Charlie Kirk. This happened a few hours ago, and it was probably one of the most gruesome and graphic, and this is coming from somebody who grew up on LiveLeak, videos I've ever seen. The first time I saw a video, I thought it was AI generated. The guy gets shot in the neck, and blood is spurting out. I didn't even know it could do that. And it was absolutely fucking horrifying to see something like that happen in front of a massive audience of people. Now, if you don't know who Charlie Kirk is, Charlie Kirk has been a pretty noteworthy, controversial guy. He's a conservative. He goes to a lot of college campuses, does live debates. This is a pretty popular format nowadays, and Charlie Kirk has been popularizing it and utilizing it now for many years, and he's even featured in South Park recently because of it. Charlie Kirk definitely is not a super radical right-wing person, but I would say that he's more of the moderate to, kind of extreme right-wing. Very, very, I would say, lukewarm, though, in my opinion, at least especially, and this is where we're going, especially compared to now. And what I think is going to happen now, because obviously these shootings like this don't really happen inside of a vacuum, and they never do, they never have. And I think that the situation that we have right now is that there is a tremendous amount of political violence that is advocated for, promoted, and allowed to exist on social media that has turned up the temperature in all political conversations, all social conversations, and all discourse on the internet in general to a point where it's almost unrecoverable. You have people that are out there all the time advocating for violence, advocating for people to get killed. Somebody needs to take care of this guy. Somebody needs to deal with this. I wish he were dead. Won't somebody do it? The 8647, all of the crypto messaging and all the doxing, right? Why do you dox somebody? Why do you post a person's home address? It's to make other people that are insane, like the person who killed Charlie Kirk, it's to give them the ammunition they need to kill that person and to put that person's life in danger. That's why they're doing it. And so that's the reason why they want to find out the identities of ICE agents. That's the reason why they want to find out the identities of Tesla owners, like at the beginning of the year. It's so they can destroy their car and destroy their lives. And this isn't necessarily a one-sided thing. I think that in the last 5 years or so, especially since BLM, it's been a like 90% left-wing thing. But that doesn't mean that the 10% right-wing people are right either. But I do think that now you're going to see a lot more right-wing people balancing out those scales. The fact is that you can take a knife to a gunfight all you want, and you can think that you're honorable, but you're going to end up being dead. And I think that's what right-wing people have done for a very long time. They've tried to speak above the political violence. They've tried to advocate above it and not try to stoop down to that level. But the issue is that a lot of these social media companies have expressed literally zero desire to even do the bare minimum of moderation. I think that two of the worst actors are Twitter or X and Reddit. Both of these platforms are full of a bunch of extremist nut jobs that not only should have their accounts banned, but they should probably be put in mental institutions. And I think that now, I find it to be kind of interesting taking a step back for a week or so and seeing how many people are coming around to the inevitable reality that this is the only path forward. There are so many people in society now that are just completely unhinged, under-medicated, and really just completely insane that you can't have a person like that running wild out in society. They cause problems for themselves, not to mention everybody else around them. And I think that the society, we need to have an honest conversation about how to deal with these people in a way that, and I'll be real, I don't really care about the people that are crazy. Their well-being and the way that, you know, things are for them. Of course, obviously, I wouldn't want it to be bad, but it's certainly not important. What's really important is all of the people who aren't crazy, making sure that people that are not crazy, that are good actors, that are law-abiding citizens, are able to live a life of peace, a life of prosperity, and a life without fear of going on the subway, for example, as at the recent event as well. And I think that every single person in the world deserves to live in a place like that. And I don't want to see, America turn into a PvP server. And it sure seems like it is. And I think that in order to prevent that from happening, we need to have honest conversations about what do you do with people that, get arrested 14 times? And it's not even a question, right? You put them in jail and you throw away the key and you compel them to work, and that way you can make the money back from imprisoning them forever. That's the way that you solve that problem. It's very simple, actually. But for some reason, the way that makes people feel has made them unwilling to look at this obvious truth. If you look in history, this is what we've always done in history, and it's because it works. And the problem is that now we have so much of the discourse that's dominated by emotional thinking, that's dominated by the most unstable, the most virtue signal, the most, ridiculous, performative empathy possible, and that's defining a huge political voice in the country. This has become a tremendous detriment to everyone. And I think that with people like the shooter that probably shot Charlie Kirk, with that guy in the subway that stabbed that Ukrainian woman, or with that trans shooter that shot up the school, one thing that's common among all of them is that these people, in almost all cases, were verifiably nuts beforehand, and nothing ever was done about it. And until we can stomach the idea of solving problems like that before they happen, we're going to keep having problems. And I think that with Charlie Kirk, it's very obvious that the amount of, political violence and advocating for political violence that's happening on the internet has turned up the temperature and created an environment and a culture where this type of behavior is normal. And not only is it normal, but it's actually encouraged. And the problem is that now people are acting on it. And you're starting to see this happen, and I think it's going to continue getting worse. I don't think Charlie Kirk is going to be the last one, but I think that we will look at Charlie Kirk's death and see it as a turning point in this topic. And what I'm really trying to get at here with this entire point is that right now we are at a extremely pivotal moment. And I think that what's going to end up happening is that right-wing people are not going to continue to turn the other cheek. They're not going to continue to just, this is just a crazy left-wing radical. I think you're probably going to see right-wing people doing the same thing to left-wing people. And honestly, while I don't think this is a good thing, I certainly don't really feel that sorry for them. Because a lot of left-wing people have no problem advocating for violence, or at least using coded language in order to advocate for violence. The fact is that there's a certain level of intellectual dishonesty that goes on in situations like this where it's considered, this isn't actually what they meant, and no, this is actually some others. No, it is. It's exactly what they mean. They're trying to advocate for killing people that they disagree with. That's what's happening, and there's no talking around it. And to the extent that you try to, you're insulting the intelligence of anyone that you're speaking to. And I think that now you're going to start seeing a lot of right-wing people end up doing this to left-wing people now even more, because it's very clear that these social media platforms are not going to moderate this behavior. The FBI, for whatever reason, just refuses to deal with or have any degree of accountability for dealing with these obvious terrorists that are in the country. And because of that, I think you're going to start seeing an uptick of violence from right-wing people as well. And this is going to be, in my opinion, I don't really think the word is justified, because it's not justified, but the word is expected. I think it's going to be expected. The fact is that, again, you bring a knife to a gunfight, you're going to lose. And don't be surprised when you keep bringing guns to gunfights and then somebody else decides to start shooting back. I think that's what's going to happen. And I think this is a degradation of society as a whole. And ultimately, the real burden of responsibility here doesn't really fall on influencers, and I don't think that it falls even on the commenters themselves. I think it falls primarily on the government. The fact is that the government, there are already laws that permit, explicit calls to violence. There's already laws that permit the types of stalking and doxing that people engage in online. And one of the big things that is a misconception is that people like me want new laws. We want any form of extra censorship at all. I certainly don't want that, and I don't know anybody else that does either. But what we do want is we want the existing laws to be applied and to be enforced in an accurate and a fair way, which is clearly not what's happening. And really, the government not doing that and giving this asymmetrical, in my opinion, advantage to left-wing people to fully and with complete freedom practice genuine terrorism on a daily basis, and then, congratulate each other about how moral and how good they are for doing it because something bad that happened in Palestine or something bad that Donald Trump did 3 years ago. This is just simply a response. This is what's going to happen. And so, and I think that that's probably what it's going to take for these left-wing people to realize what a bad idea what they've been doing is. Because until it starts happening to them, until they start having people that are their friends or, their, like icons that they look up to, the same way people looked up to Charlie Kirk, until they start seeing those people get killed, I don't think it's really going to be real for them. And unfortunately, I think that's the path that we're headed down because of the government and social media companies and every other seemingly governmental apparatus that has just completely hand-waved this problem and ignored it entirely. So the death of Charlie Kirk and the assassination of him should not come as a surprise to anyone. This should be something that everybody could have expected. All you had to do is read Twitter for an hour and you could have told me this would have happened, of course. Same with Reddit. And until that core problem is addressed, you will continue to see a rapid decline in any type of social discourse. And I'm actually kind of afraid to see what's going to happen next, because I think it's just going to continue getting worse, and I don't see the reason for it to stop. And so anyway, I wanted to make this video because it's obviously a topic that, you know, I've been talking about this a lot for the past few years now, and I was laughed at a lot, and people were telling me it wasn't that big of a deal, and oh, they were joking. Well, I saw the video. That wasn't a joke. And the reality is that those jokes and everything create a culture and an environment where the actual actions are more permissible. And you also have people that are the ones telling the quote jokes that are talking around just, you know, directly, you know, saying that this is a bad thing and it shouldn't be tolerated for any reason. You have, I don't want to go through a bunch of different names, but anybody, this is the way I look at it, I'm just going to make a categorical judgment here, is that any content creator or anybody like this who has been advocating for violence against a person in an extrajudicial way. I'm not talking about trying people who they disagree with for treason. This is advocating for the judicial process to be used against people they disagree with. I think that's fine. But whenever you have people that are saying things like 8647, or anybody who's advocating for any form of extrajudicial justice, extrajudicial justice, and basically vigilante justice on people who they disagree with politically, you have to realize that all of those people, I think, have made themselves acceptable targets. And I think that there's a lot and millions of people out there nowadays that see that. And I think that that should be extremely worrying for them. It should be terrifying. But the reality is that they have created that environment themselves through their own actions, through their behavior, and through their own words. You reap what you sow. And I think that things are about to get a whole lot worse. So anyway, guys, I wanted to make this video and talk about it. And that's about all I've got to say. So I hope to be back soon. I'll record videos when I can.
Yeah, so thank you. That is so very true, and you can see this is a live picture and potentially any moment now. I think they're about to give a mic check real briefly. So, Mike, thank you so much for your time here on Live Now from Fox. I appreciate your time. I'm glad, obviously, your family is safe there, saying they were on lockdown, a suspect now in custody. I appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us here quickly on Live Now.
And thank you for covering this for us. Thank you.
All right, thanks so much. All right, let's quickly shift gears here on Live Now from Fox. Take you right out there to Utah. Spencer Cox providing an update.
We'll first hear from Utah Department of Public Safety Commissioner Bo Mason. Then we'll hear from the FBI Special Agent in Charge, Robert Bowles. We'll then hear from Utah Valley University Vice President Val Peterson, who's been in touch with President Jimenez. And then we'll hear from Governor Cox. I'll turn the time over to Commissioner Mason.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bo Mason, Commissioner for the Utah Department of Public Safety. Today at approximately 12:20 Mountain Standard Time, political influencer Charlie Kirk was shot at an event at the Utah Valley University. He was taken by private vehicle to Timpanogos Hospital, where he later passed. The Utah Department of Public Safety will be co-leading this criminal investigation to find this killer, along with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We are working in unison with the County Sheriff's Office, the local police department, and the University Police Department, all of which have been very cooperative and fully engaged in this process. Shortly after the shooting, we did have a suspect in custody, George Zinn, but he was released from custody after we identified that he did not match the shooting suspect and was not an accurate person of interest. However, he has been booked into the county jail by Utah Valley University Police Department for obstruction of justice. We do still have an active investigation for the person of interest. This incident occurred with a large crowd around. There was one shot fired and one victim. While the suspect is at large, we believe this was a targeted attack towards one individual. This is a tragic moment in our state and in our country. As we heal, we encourage everyone who is struggling with news of the incident to call 988, our state mental health crisis line. In addition to that, our partners with the FBI will also be discussing other ways we can communicate through the public for tips and other information. Thank you.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the FBI, we extend our sincerest condolences to the family and friends of Charlie Kirk. Our thoughts are also with the people who witnessed this traumatic event. We know that what you experienced was very difficult. Our thoughts are with you as well. As soon as we heard about the shooting, special agents and personnel from the Salt Lake field office responded immediately. We have full resources devoted to this investigation, including tactical, operational, investigative, and intelligence. To be clear, the FBI will fully support and co-lead this investigation alongside with our partners. We are working on setting up a digital media tip line, and as soon as it's established, we'll get that information out to everyone. I know there's a lot of questions. This is very much an active case, and this investigation is in its early stages. We are following all the leads and all the evidence. If anyone has any information, please report it to the FBI or local law enforcement. Thank you.
On behalf of President Tumenez, who we've been communicating with, and she's on her way back right now, I say that on behalf of Utah Valley University, we are shocked and saddened by the tragic passing of Charlie Kirk. We express our sincere condolences to the Kirk family. We grieve with our students, faculty, and staff who bore witness to this unspeakable tragedy. He was invited by the student group Turning Point USA to speak on our campus. We firmly believe that UVU is a place to share ideas and to debate openly and respectfully. Any attempt to infringe on those rights has no place here. We do not condone any form of violence at UVU and seek to make our campus a safe place for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this dark and tragic occasion. I want to thank our law enforcement officers who are leading this investigation, starting with Chief Long and his response here with the UVU Police Department. We're grateful for your leadership and your team. And again, to the speakers that you've just heard from who are co-leading this investigation. I also want to recognize Sheriff Mike Smith, who has been an invaluable partner as this investigation moves forward. I've been in touch with President Trump, with FBI Director Kash Patel. We are completely aligned with our state and federal partners as we work through this case. Now, this is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination. We are celebrating 250 years of the founding of this great nation. That founding document, the Declaration of Independence, that this great experiment on which we embarked together 250 years ago, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. The first one of those is life. And today, a life was taken
Dang, I'm muted. So practically, I am looking up this guy here. I'm gonna unmute myself and go over it. But there was a plane that left this the area where the shooting happened about 30 minutes after the shooting happened, and a private jet under this tail wing left 1 hour after the shooting, and 30 minutes into the flight, radar goes dark. And the question is, why did that happen? This guy was able to provide more information around the owner of the jet. So this is the Utah business registration. And as you can see, here's the address on that. Physical address. And then here's the, looks like the same address here as well in these fields. So there's 3 different addresses and a couple of names. So you got Derek, Porter, Maxfield. So all the same person except for the last one, a member, manager, and a member right here. And then within that address here is all NGOs, so non-government organizations. And so what I did was, you know what, I need to find out a little bit more about this guy. So I went to Gemini and I'm trying to see, so what's going on with this company? What is some weird stuff that could have happened? So co-founder, so he's a co-founder of a thing called Unique, some people call it MLM, multi-level marketing. So a lot of people think that is very scammy. But also he goes on in personal life and says his personal story of surviving leukemia, inspiring people. His relationship with his dad was, from a political perspective, was not very good. As an associate professor of history at Janine Community College, he has authored book and given talks on Civil War topics. Like a person that you would just think wouldn't be anybody, who owns this random place, an airport about 30 minutes away, where an activity just happened, where the radar just goes off out of nowhere, just happened to be a professor at a university talking about Civil War, bad relationship with his father, talking about Civil War. How crazy is that? So let's look into this a little bit. And this, because the reason I want to look into this is because, well, if we're talking about Civil War, and this whole event is very close to that kind of topic, I think it might be important to kind of understand, like, kind of important to understand that. His work includes a book on William Tecumseh Sherman and the Union prisoner of war camp in Elmar, New York, which has been called Andersonville of the North. His historical work has been discussed for its compelling and humanizing portrayal of historical figures and events, including the difficult topic of prisoner of war camp and their conditions. So one thing that I found strange was, besides the Civil War, his father's relationship due to political reasoning. His dad actually was, according to Derek, who owns that plane, who is very well versed in the topic of Civil War, ended up having a bad relationship. His father actually lifelong Republican who became a Fox News conservative after retiring. He served as the planning coordinator for Wyoming's governor in 1980, as the state senator in 1990. Duane was a strong supporter of Trump. Derek Maxfield political views. Derek Maxfield describes himself as independent with more liberal view. And these we've already known. The liberals are the ones that are kind of going so crazy about this whole event and just really excited that the shooting happened. So he stated that he despises the president, which led to uncomfortable and heated conversation that were never reconciled. The political discourse, major reason they were not understanding each other, so they have a bad relationship. The following videos is a lecture of Derek Maxfield on Civil War, General William Tukush whatever Sherman, providing an example of his work as historian. Interesting. So 156, Derek Maxfield, Man of War, William Tuckerman Sherman in Civil War. Okay. What I want to know, so as an associate professor of history of Jeans Community College, he has authored book and given talks on Civil War topics. What were Derek Maxfield's view on Civil War? Just these are all simple questions. How did he think they were bad? They were good? What does he believe? So based on available information, prisoner of war camp, in his book, Maxfield argues that both Union and Confederate prisoner of war camps represented a great humanitarian failure. He suggested moving past the blaming game of comparing camps, like instead seeing the suffering. Okay. His book, Man of Fire, examined that lifelong General William Tuckerman Maxfield was not just a military figure, but as a complex, ambitious, and at times doubt-ridden man who found himself during the war. Maxfield worked highlight, fire and belly, courageous. Maxfield, his work as a historian, which includes writing and directing plays about figures like Grant, and now this guy's this guy does plays focused on telling compelling stories of individuals and acknowledging the complexity of the past. Okay, interesting. So he's a historian. Okay. And the crazy part is he doesn't discuss anything about this on his LinkedIn. How long was he at the college? And he was focused on history. Professor since recession. A 2024 source noted that he had 15-year tenure at the college. During his time there, he has been recognized with 2 SUNY Chanel Award for Excellence in Scholarship Teaching. Like there's a question here. What type of college is it? So, co-founding a multi-level marketing. What kind of college did he teach at? Is a public 2-year community college with its main campus on. It is part of the State Union of New. As a community college, GCC preliminary associated. These include associated degrees. is there, was the college accused of anything wrong in the past? No. It says that policies, procedures, student code of conduct. Like many colleges, it has procedures. No, there is no widespread public report. What if I don't know if this is the right AI to use. Okay. Was his is there any political ties between Derek something like that? Based on there's no public record Derek Maxwell have direct any other tell me is he part of any NGOs? Based on the available information, Derek Maxwell is affiliated with several non-government organizations, but government and non-profit entities, formerly the Unique Foundation. I think this is trying to say Young. He co-founded this organization with his wife. Is she Jewish? Where is she from? Is she French? And his sister. Okay. The non-profit mission is to help survivors of childhood sexual. He is a member of, okay, Family Foundation. He and his wife established this private foundation. It focuses on several, okay, including funding scholarships for supporting individuals transition out of incarceration and helping the homeless. Okay. And rudely stamped. He is a playwright, director, and actor for this traveling theater group. The group performs historical plays about Civil War as a way to teach history. While the search results do not explicitly label this an NGO, its purpose is educational to operate as a non-commercial venture. This is sketchy. So why is he doing that? So, sisters, is there any French in his family? Alright, let's see if there's any French heritage in his family. Based on the available information, there's no mention of French heritage. His family American roots, specific Mayflower connection through an ancestry named Hopkins. His father was from New York, and his family named Maxfield in English in origin. Yeah, no, Maxfield is a very, very origin name. So what got him into this business here? Tell me more about so why would this guy, this is my concern, so why would this guy who owns who has this airplane, why is there this airplane that is sitting 30 minutes away from where the shooting happened? And then the owner of that business that's close by is this guy named Derek. As you can see, there's a couple people here, Aaron and Derek. Derek is both a member and a manager, but Aaron is a member at this address. But that address is just a whole bunch of NGOs. Literally all of them are NGOs. So my thing is I don't like the look of this, and I don't like how there is bad relationship here, where his father is a Trump supporter. Derek hates Trump, and so the relationship with his father is completely destroyed. And so this is kind of sketchy to me. How long has this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking. This is my thought if I was to write it. So Derek has NGO called the Young Foundation, where he trains where in quotes, help adults recognize the risk of abuse in political. Let me see. There's also provided online resources. So I want to learn a little bit more about mission service. Foundation, a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping survivor of child, dedicated to helping survive sexual abuse and preventing future abuse. It was co-founded by Derek and Maxfield. The organization's name was officially changed to SUPRA in 2022 to better communicate its expanded mission. So this is so sketchy. He co-founded this organization with his wife. The nonprofit mission to help preventative resources. He is a member of board of directors. And I saw somewhere it says something about prison, people out of prison. This is actually very bad. Based on available information, healing. The organization offers resources for adult female survivors of child sexual abuse, including a free 4-day in-person retreat located in Utah and Georgia. It also provides an online healing webinar support group, a library of online resources. SEPRA provides a free online and in-person education for parents, caregivers, community members. These resources are designed to help adults recognize the risk of abuse. The organization works to lead a public dialogue and raise awareness about the right in childhood sexual abuse to reduce stigma and encourage others to take action. SEPRA is founded through a combination of contribution from public and corporate support. A significant portion of its funding comes from partnership with Unique. The organization's name was officially changed to SEPRA in 2012. Foundation came from partnership with Unique, the cosmetic company also co-founded by McFeel, which donates 10% of its profit to SEPRA. iHeartRadio, Gab partnership, more. There it is, historical son. His work includes books with and Union Prisoner of War Camp. Prisoner of War Camp. Okay, 2, 3. Okay. Union Prison. Prisoner of War. Derek and number organization dedicated to healing survivor of child. Why is global reach important? Okay, Sabria service are focused on healing one. Has NGO, C Corp, NGO called is NGO. That's an NGO. Two. Um, so what is the whole thing with unique? Makeup. Am I going crazy? This is actually kind of crazy. So based on the information, has primarily focused on helping adult female survivors of childhood sexual abuse. Their in-person retreat and free healing webinar. However, the organization acknowledges that child sexual abuse impacts people of gender has been working to expand the service. SEPRA has public statement that they are working to secure funding to expand to more survivors in the near future. Some of their public-facing resources, such as blog posts, do discuss male sexual abuse and providing links to other organizations. Okay, what are the links directing to other organizations? This is crazy. A nonprofit organization that helps men who have had unwanted or sexual abuse. An organization dedicated to help men. Nope. Trump. So practically I'm trying to find out, like, what did they talk about? Like, did they, yes, the relationship between Derek and his father was discussed in public forum. Derek Maxfield wrote about the relationship on his personal blog, Maxfield Project. He described a significant political divide between them, stating that his father was a lifelong Republican who became a Fox News conservative after retiring and was strong supporter of Donald Trump. Derek, who identifies as an independent with more liberal views, he hates Trump and identifies as a liberal. Trump this land to uncomfortable and heated conversation that were never reconciled. Relationship with his father ended due to this political debacle. How do you say debacle? And identifies as a liberal. Relationship with his father ended due to this political divide. His father was a Fox News who became a Fox News conservative after retiring. Was the father in Fox News reporter? Let's see if his father was involved in anything here. No, it's not Fox News reporter, according to his son Derek Maxfield, a lifelong Republican who became Fox News conservative after retiring. His phrase indicates that he was consumed for Fox News. Devout Republican who loved Trump. 3. Derek also noted that he felt they had a very few serious conversation. The Fox News who identified as an independent Trump. And then Derek also noted that he felt that they had very few serious conversations and hard time identifying with each other due to these differences. With his father having high school education and long career at one company, while Derek pursued an extensive education. Okay, by who? Who educated him? Where did he go? And a career as a history professor. Despite their differences, Derek wrote that he loved and admired his father. Where did Derek get his extensive education? Master. So guys, bachelor's in history, master's in arts. He is also ABD, all but this dissertation PhD candidate at the University of Buffalo. What was his PhD in? What was his PhD in? What topic? Based on available Derek Maxfield, University of Buffalo, where his research interested including Victorian death ways in the 19th century political culture. His research dissertation include PhD and his the specific topic of the dissertation is not. You can learn more about Derek Maxfield's work in his interview symposium, an interview with Derek Maxfield. His research interests include Victorian death ways. What is Victorian death ways? What the hell is that? Victorian death way encompasses elaborate and strict ritual, customs, and practice surrounding death, grief, and mourning in Victorian era. High mortality rate, especially among children, made death public, leading to high as an associate professor of historian. Associate professor of history at So what is up with this makeup company that was giving them money? What are some criticisms people have had on Derek? There isn't a widely known source. People have raised a variety of criticism of Derek Field, particularly in two different areas: his roles as a business founder and his work as a historian. As a co-founder, CEO of multi-level marketing company Unique, Maxfield has been at center of criticism directed at the company's business model. Allegation of pyramid scheme, aggressive sales tactics, and product claim, high level departure. As a historian, historical work, particularly his book Man of Fire about William Tecumseh Sherman, have offered some nuanced criticism while generally praising his work. Focus. Critics have noted that his book, as part of the Emerging Civil War series, are introductory in nature. They are not intended for readers who want a deep academic dive. Lack of deep analysis. Reviews suggest that while his work on compelling broader stroke, the books are aimed at general audience and therefore provide an overview. Okay, give me the sentiment on his book. So practically, this is a little sketchy. So why is this guy, the sentiment Derek Maxfield is positive? Maxfield commanded his ability to write. Criticism of his book. Infamous Civil War prison camp. Is there any political ties? Right? Donations. I want to know, is there any political ties, donations or events he has attended? I'm just trying to find, is there any political ties here? Based on there are no records Derek Field have direct political ties, making political donations or attending political events. The available information: Derek is a staunch liberal, does not like, despises that he states. Where does he state? Yeah, what is his source? I'm gonna print this. could disappear tomorrow, so I'll just save it somewhere. Derek. I'll just save it, Derek. I'll save it in my desktop. So Derek coming to terms with Dad's passing. So it has been almost a year since Dad. He has passed. Dad was diabetic. Dad last 2 years were hard on me. Now I'm fully in favor of assisted suicide. Now I'm fully in favor of assisted suicide for those that want to bring on to. But this seems different. What? Now I am fully in favor of assisted suicide for those that want to bring on the end. But this seemed different, of course, with the second ambition. He might have lived years long. There was hard for me. On the other hand, his quality of life would have been compromised. He might have been fitted for prosthetics and thrived, but physical therapy might have been too much for him. I know it was on my mind. I know he loved me, and I know he. Two. Space. I got this good up there. Yikes. In his max. Reflecting on relationship, my extensive education and a career as historian professor, and I remember his telling me that I needed to give up graduate school and get a job. So it was a career path that he did not support. Thankfully, Dad did tell me later his life that he loved me, and this is very. I would like to think he was proud of me, though he did not say. The Union most in Civil War. I brought a couple of copies, but clearly listing the. I pointed out that I had dedicated a book that to them and showed Mom and dedicated. As we were approaching the anniversary of Dad's death, I have been thinking about him and our relationship. As you can see, it was complicated. I certainly feel his absence. It makes feel. Maxfield clan was sad to learn of passing of his last. Who most efficiently just called Junior born. Junior lived in most. So what is this? Is there any clan? Is Maxfield? Is Max? Is he part of any clan? Maybe that's just a name. Is he part of any clan? Based on the available information, Derek Maxfield is a descendant of Maxfield clan. His genealogy research has found a connection to Scottish royalty, including King Robert the Bruce, through a partnership line that also includes MacDonald clan. He has also traced his family American root, including direct Stephen. So, what is the Maxfield? What is the Maxfield clan? Maxfield clan is a variation of Clan Maxwell, a Scottish clan from Lowland. Here's more about the clan's history. The name Maxwell comes from the ancestor home of the clan is The Maxfields are considered a variation of Maxwell clan, who also include other families. Alright, Candace, good luck, girl. I don't know if that's how that's gonna help, but whatever helps. Did he write a book called What a Great Things? Yes, Derek Maxfield wrote a book, What a Great Things. It's a non-fiction book that is different from his. The book is dedicated as a true story about his faith, family, and his experience with leukemia. The title is drawn from a promise he made to follow patient who told him to do something great with his life. The book is described as written from a religious perspective, focused on his faith. Yeah, no, he's very Scottish. So pissed. Let me see if Okay. What else is interesting here? So, or right next to Scriptures Central, there's that's the owner of Unique Young and Defends Innocent. Yep, that's his book. That's his LinkedIn, Utah business. Chance that's not the dude, and he owns a private jet. So I guarantee he's got the lawyers to sue the shit out of you. Well, it's all public stuff, so we'll see. It is kind of interesting. Well, I'm not even following her. FYI, she said this is the person in photo that have been circling on UVU campus. This is the person in the photo that. Wow. I can't process this. I can only imagine, yeah. Everyone, please stop what you're doing and pray for Charlie, please. No, this is public information. And then what is that all about? Okay, so tell me more about Comigo. So what is Comigo all about? Comigo is a platform designed for connect creators and brands to simplify affiliate marketing. Comigo provides tools for content creation to share products and brands they love. Okay. Does he have a corporate jet? Based on information available, there is no public record direct corporate jet. Information about unique company assets as available in public financial statement from times the acquisition by Coty. What? Does not list any wait. Unique company assets available in public statement from time unique acquisition of Coty. Why did Coty acquire? Why did Coty? Why did they? Where is it? It's a financial statement company. Why did they acquire why do they acquire young IQ? So what's the point of Coty, a large multinational beauty company, acquired a 60% stake in 2017 for approximately $600 million. Key strategic reasons: access to social selling, high growth, company MSG, reducing dependence on fragrance. Okay. Ultimately, the partnership did not last. By August 20, Coty announced it will selling its controlling shares back to, citing a slowdown in the social selling business. Social selling. At that time, who owned Coty? Coty was primarily owned by Jab Holding Company. Jab Holding Company is a private investment firm specializing in consumer goods. It is the largest shareholder. Citi has controlled the majority of the company shares. In 2017, Coty acquired Young. Jab was already the primary owner and continued to hold control on stake. Okay. I want a little bit more about that jet. So, tell me more about this place. Maybe I'm not asking the question correctly. The building, the label on the image, separate and defend innocent. Okay. Big Lab is a digital marketing agency that specializes in services like search engine optimization. It's a software company that provides cloud-based document management solution like e-file. Tell me about all the companies. Big Lead is a digital marketing agency specializing in services like search engine. It's a software company that provides cloud-based document. Okay. Is there an airport close to this place? Yes, there is. There's a few airports close to it. Provo Airport, Salt Lake City International. Okay, the Provo Airport. Interesting. Well, Provo Airport has. Yeah, that looks suspicious. What is this? Students at school took it in cafeteria. He looks guilty or something. Hey. Another one. Supposed absolute shooter for Corey. UVU support. Got a motorcycle. So interesting where Where did you get this pic? There is a description here that matches very closely down to the aviator style sunglasses. The incumbency for Team FBI is abysmal. There are 30 to 40 cameras near the radius of less. That's what I'm saying. There's cameras all over the airport. Where was this photo taken? I don't think, regardless of whether the right, he does have the aviation. He does have the aviation glasses on. So here's the airport. It looks like a plane was landing in Page and then took off from there again. Wouldn't assume this is anything suspicious. Suspicious this campus in particular and the coordination are tied into UN. Utah Valley. Did you see the hand signal from behind Charlie before he was shot? Its register address is yes. Because they said they help women. So it could be a man who thinks that he's a woman. People, don't do that shit. You must look into this man. The head of security TP USA owners. They registered to NJ LLC odd tax benefit address Thanksgiving Way. This man created a textbook description that allows the shooter to escape. He's also Jewish, who doesn't mean he was part of the Mossad plot. I tried to verify. I tried to verify it and couldn't come up with much, but here's two individuals and another. Maybe the Mossad. 9/10/2023 302. If anybody knows why this would happen to, that would be nice. So they posted at the same exact minute. Within that same minute they posted this. We must all pray for just praying for. On the plane with tail number this. Okay. Tell me more about N123KG LLC. Another none. Is the owner of Bombardier business jet. According to the Federal Aviation Agency records, aircraft was manufactured in 2013, which is based on Utah. The address listed is FA Records, Thanksgiving Way, which is the same location as the building house, Big Lead in Rivera. Um, can you tell me what the type of customers this airline is used to fly? All I'm doing in here is I'm just trying to find out more about that plane, trying to find out more about this guy. LC is not an airline that flies general customers. It is a private company that owns and operates single corporate jet. A customer of private corporate jet are typically the owners of company and their associate who uses the aircraft for business, personal travel. It says that the customer of a private company jet are typically the owner of the company. The owner of the based on kind of interesting ties here. 5. Customer of a private corporate jet are typically the owner of the company and their associates who use aircraft for business or personal travel. The owner of the aircraft is based at the same Lee, Utah address as Sepra, founded by as well as Big. Yeah. Who owns come on, somebody does. Don't let any. Based on jet with while the LLC is registered in and its address is the same as the building, who owns it? This company for private limited liability company which are not required to disclose their own private limited liability companies don't have to disclose this. The customer of a private are typically the owners of the company and their associates who use the aircraft for business, personal travel. The owner of the aircraft is based on the same. The owner of the aircraft and LLC is based at the same Lee, Utah address as Sepra. So So federal worker day at midnight. So the number 88KG and number certified in 2022. Why is that date also ring a bell? Model number expiration 20. Okay, expires in 2029. Fixed wing engine. Model Escort 2013. Model Escort. Fractional owner. What does that mean? No. It's an LLC. Name. Okay, so it is registration. This comes right off of I have to copy and then I have to destroy that. Maybe it goes nowhere. Let's see if anybody, let's see if Perplexity AI gives me anything that's more interesting here. Okay. Perplexity. Let's see if it has more information. Company based in Utah. The aircraft serial number in past 6 months completed at least 13 flights with an estimate 84 tons of, okay, in the past 6 months has done 13 flights. Social media posts on September reference the aircraft leaving Provo. Whoa. Yes. Instagram. Okay. The aircraft leaving Provo Airport after shooting, noting the flight data subsequently went off public. Took off in Provo, turns 80 feet, AZ, really small airport, then heads back to Provo, ADB back on. Why are they turns off radar? Is it common? Is it common to turn off radar? In the middle of a flight. It is uncommon deliberately turning off an aircraft's radar for Commercial and most private flight radars are transponder systems essentially for air traffic control tracking. Most cases where planes seem to disappear from radar are due to flying out of radar range, such as over ocean, remote areas, or beyond the zone. Technical failures can also cause legality. Deliberately turn off radar mid-flight is considered a violation of regulatory and major safety risk of communications. Sudden loss of plane from radar without valid reason is extremely rare and often triggers immediate alert on investigation. Flight transponder when and why pilots disable how radar tracking ATC radar. Well, I did my part at least. If there's anything here, then at least I did my part. Hooey. What the heck? The aircraft previously carried the registration before being registered in the U.S. Whoa. Tell me more about was former registration of Bomber 300 jet serial number 24, which is now registered in U.S. as aircraft specific and history of Bombardier operates under the private registration. Aircraft has serial number 24 and was seen photo dating back to 20, confirming the active use of Europe before being registered. So previously the aircraft had this number. The company does not appear to be associated with fractional ownership program or dealer network associated with FAA. Overall, service as a corporate owned Bombardier. And I said, tell me more. Well, was a Bombardier Challenger 300 operated under a private registration. The aircraft has serial number and was seen aviation photo dating back to 2014. Okay. So I'm the Challenger 300. So looks like it's in Nuremberg. was former registration was 300. The aircraft serial number was seen available in photos. Appeared flight tracking the database mirrored that typical international transfer of ownership of business jets. The ownership transferred the aircraft was originally registered in Romania under YR, Romanian civil registration, often used for business jet flight. Transfer ownership to under United States. Multiple aviation photos cited documenting its appearance. Okay, refers to the same Challenger 300. Okay, so register. So the aircraft previously carried a registration. The registration before it was formally registered on the serial number this. Aircraft specific history. So YN was Bombardier Challenger operated under private the aircraft has serial number and was seen in aviation photo dating back to 2014. Appeared in flight tracking systems. Aircraft was originally registered in Romania. Under the Romanian civil registration, often used for business jet flight. Underwent transfer of ownership. And relocated to the United States. It underwent the aircraft previously carried registration before being registered in the U.S., originally registered in Romania. It underwent transfer ownership registration becoming history of aircraft. Same jet. Boom. Bombardier Challenger 300. I want to know something about Romania. UVU University any Romanian partnerships.